to share our math curriculum with you all, and this is what it looks like. If I'm not mistaken, it consists of 20 units. And as you can see, there are literature units in here as well. Aunt Flossie's Hat is a favorite book of ours, and we do have the book. But I want to show you. So the book is here as well. Let me go back. Table of contents. So basically each unit, this is what it brings. And subtraction, graphing, data, I'm trying to get through here a little quick because there's actually another part to this. I don't want to keep you guys too long, but just to give you an idea of what we will be covering this year. All of the tests and things like that are in the book. So this is a complete book. Just like if you did not watch social studies, go back and watch social studies. It is also an ebook. Numbers and patterns. Time and money. Addition facts through 12. And then it goes to subtraction facts through 12. And then it'll go into addition and subtraction into 20s. There's measurement, capacity, two-digit numbers, addition and subtraction, mental math, and there's the beginning of the book. So, go back one more time. I will open up one unit and just kind of show you. And a lot of this is a review. This is the hands-on part for them. Okay, I'm going to go down and show you a test, and there's some social studies in it. So this is what a test looks like. And again, if you have been following us, we have been using Houghton Mifflin since we started. We used the actual textbook last year. So there's videos of them working. There are pictures on Instagram. Everybody always asks what math. This is my math of choice. I try to seek out the best math program out, and it seems to be it. So I have the option to print the test out. I have the option to look at both pages. So that's how it would look in the book. I have the option, even though it says this one is not printable, I can set the printer to print this page, and I will show you how I print these pages if I need to. And then also we have connected to the web. Education place, extended activities are there. You see your social studies connection. And then homework. So each page will reference a homework page. So these are pages that I give them to do. So that's it. My first option, we can, a lot of, especially chapter 1, we are just doing orally because it's pretty much a review of concepts. And I have printed out the tests and the homeworks just to get them in review. But I will show you the other way that this book is used in just a minute. Alright, so here's the book that I just finished showing you. CD-ROM. Here's the disc. It's just a user guide, and here is the other portion of this, the math tracks. As you can see, there's a CD player. I am going to show you on the computer because I don't want to pull out the CD player right now, but the disc is already in the drive. So let's get started.
Welcome to Lesson 1, More, Fewer, and Same. Today, you will learn to compare sets of objects. For this lesson, you will need red and yellow counters, crayons, a pencil, and paper. You will also need pages 7 and 8 from your math book. You can press the pause button on the player whenever you need more time. Then press the play button to continue. Before we begin the lesson, let's go over some words you will use when you compare. More. You have more fingers than ears. Fewer. You have fewer eyes than toes. Same. You have the same number of hands as feet. Now, let's use counters to review matching 1 to 1. I'll give you a minute to put some counters on your table. Show one red counter for each finger on your writing hand. Put the counters in a row. Now, make another row of counters. Show one yellow counter for each finger on your other hand. Good. Now match each red counter in the first row with a yellow counter in the second row. You match the two sets 1 to 1. Each red counter is matched to a yellow counter. Do the sets have the same number of counters? Yes. There's the same number of red counters as yellow counters. Great! Get ready to compare other sets of objects. I'll give you time to put a sheet of paper on the table. Make sure you have your counters and crayons ready. Show a counter at the top of your sheet of paper. Show another counter. Show another counter. Now, show a crayon below the counters. Show another crayon below the counters. Show another crayon below the counters. You can draw lines to match the two sets. Draw a line from each counter to a crayon. Do you have the same number of counters as crayons? You have the same number of counters as crayons. Take away one crayon. Do you have more counters or crayons? You have more counters than crayons. Do you have fewer counters or crayons? You have fewer crayons than counters. Now I'll give you a minute to get page 7 from your math book. Please follow along on the page. Let's read the top of the page together. You can draw lines to match. Okay, you are going to match hats to bows. Look at the first group. Trace the lines from the hats to the bows. Read what it says below. Same number of hats as bows. Look at the group in the middle. Trace the lines from the hats to the bows. Let's read what it says below. More hats than bows. You can see that one hat does not have a matching bow. Look at the last group. Trace the lines from the hats to the bows. Read what it says below. Fewer hats than bows. You can see that one bow does not have a matching hat. So, we compared sets of hats to sets of bows. We found a set that has the same number, a set that has more, and a set that has fewer. Now you are ready to practice what you've learned. Be ready to write and draw on your math page. Look at the guided practice section. Please read the directions with me. Match. Circle the set that has more. Exercise 1. The picture shows a row of hats. Below the hats is a row of boxes. See the cloud? It says, think. I can match hats and boxes. Draw a line to match the first hat to the first box.
Alright, so you see that the tutor is basically giving the lesson to the kids. And all they have to do is listen and follow along. And I love this because I have one of my twins that is very auditory, and I know that she will get this. She's the type that seat work is good sometimes for a few minutes, but if I can engage her by listening to something like this or music, it really hits home and helps her focus. So a lot of it we will be using the math tracks to guide them and help them along in working. So that is pretty much it, and I'm going to show you the whole book is pretty much here, and it's by unit, and so some of them are rather long, but sometimes we may not want to sit and listen. Some days I may not want to instruct, or in the case where I lost my voice, it was really difficult. This will definitely come in handy. So it's also portable. So we're not lugging any big book around, anywhere if we don't need to. Just take the pages that I need and go And I had pointed out that having an ebook also helps for parents that work away from home, or if they travel, you take your ebook, and you know, if the child has the actual book or you have printed out the actual lessons for them and they need help, you can pop in the disc and help them. So this is our math program, purchased on eBay for $5. And what has happened is school systems have adapted the ebooks into the curriculum in addition to the textbooks, because the ebooks are cheaper than the actual textbook. They're less likely to be destroyed and lost, so parents have the option to get the ebooks. So that is where this concept came from. And yeah, that is our math. And again, if you have any questions, just leave me a comment on that. And then in addition to that math, I have here expressions, which is also by Houghton Mifflin. They are pretty much a sister curriculum, and you get numbers 5 through 5, shapes, numbers 6 through 10. You get orders and simple equations. You get story problems, base 10. And so we will be using this as a complement to everything else. And some of this is not going to be used because they've already covered the concepts. But for the most part, we get the same type of thing. There are the hats again. Patterns. We will use things as a review that we need to use as a review only. But the little activities are basically a page, so that's why I have two different things. Two different math books. This is not really a lot to do in math, and they do enjoy math. So that looks like everything you need to work the activities. Into your additions here, partners. Facts over here. Unit test over here. It's talking about money. So I put a lot of research into math, hours and hours of looking at different types of maths, from this one to Prentice to Matthew C to Saxon to Singapore to everyday math, which is one that is really completely, they've kind of thrown it out. Singapore math, the Common Core part, it was not something that I was fond of. And then addition to that, Singapore math here in the US is not authentic Singapore math, and I would prefer authentic Singapore math. Even the people in Singapore don't get US Singapore math. It's just something they adopted when Common Core came along to try to mimic Singapore. But I would much rather use authentic. And Houghton has incorporated into their curriculum pretty much a version of Singapore. There's no Common Core in this. So, and I have a Singapore math book, and it's sitting on the shelf because I am not going to use it at all. So, I have no idea what I'll do with it, but it is there. Uh-oh. Come here. Oh. Come here. What happened?
Mom, this is a baby.
Oh,
This is a baby.
it's not for babies. See? Here are their facts. Leave me your questions, your comments, your thoughts, and I hope that you found this helpful. And Math Expressions was purchased from the thrift store for $0.10. So I have 2 books for each of the kids. So win-win, less than $8 for math curriculum for the whole year. Let me know what you are using for math and why. And I will see you all on Facebook, Instagram, and in the next video. Bye.